Local, experienced. This is 13 News This Morning, Kansas News Leader.
Good morning and thanks for joining us here on 13 News. I'm Callie Holthaus. We'll start our Saturday with a look at the weather. Daniel?
Well, things right now are pretty calm here as we're expecting to warm up a little bit today compared to the last several days where we've had those cooler than typical temperatures. Right now here in downtown Topeka, that temperature is 68 degrees here for our Cyrus Hotel camera. Dew point at around 63 or so, and that should be dropping a little bit more as the day goes on. Looking overall at a warmer day, but still relatively dry atmosphere. That humidity not going to be too much of a factor for this weekend, I don't think. 68 here in Topeka, as I mentioned. Most of us are still within those upper 60s, 71 all the way out there in Concordia. They're warming up a little bit faster than some of us in comparison. But as we head through the day, those skies should stay pretty clear here. We just have some very small pockets of rain. I wouldn't even call these storms just north of the Kansas-Nebraska border. Those will start to flow in here, and that's pretty much all we're going to see in terms of rain. The big thing over the next several days, our main weather story will be intense heat, and I'll have more of those details coming up in the full forecast.
Daniel, thanks. Family and friends of the man killed in Tuesday's accident involving a train and cement truck came together to hold a candlelight vigil last night. Pastor Clarence Newton and members of New Life Baptist Church put together the vigil for Carl Miles, who is a pastor at New Life Baptist. Dozens of cars lined up across Waterworks Drive where Miles was killed on Tuesday following a collision between a train and a concrete truck. Miles was the driver of the truck. The vigil included prayer and testimonies from friends and family. The family of Donald Aiken, who was killed in a similar crash at the same site in 2010, was also in attendance. The Topeka man sought in connection to the killing of an infant is being held in Missouri. Topeka police put out an alert for 29-year-old Alfred Smith. They wanted to talk to him about last Friday's fatal shooting of 2-month-old Alonzo Smith. TPD announced 2 nights ago that Smith was arrested on an unrelated charge in another state. The Springfield, Missouri Police Department confirmed yesterday they have him in custody. Shawnee County District Attorney Mike Kage told us Smith was arrested on a traffic warrant his office filed. That case is being handled by the Shawnee County Sheriff's Office. They did not have further information. After years of work, Washburn University is ready to welcome students into its new law building, and the facility is now officially named for one of Kansas's most famous sons. 13's Lane Giuseppe was there for the ribbon cutting.
The ribbon was cut on the new Robert J. Dole Hall at Washburn on Friday.
This is a momentous day today. We have been looking forward to being able to open this tremendous building for a number of years, and we are so excited that the day is finally here.
Governor Laura Kelly and 2 Kansas senators came by to celebrate Washburn's law program and honor Dole's legacy.
I think that people of Topeka underestimate how important Washburn University is to Kansas. My hometown of Great Bend, I think 3/4 of the attorneys there are graduates from here. The law school here does an incredible job of turning out attorneys, practical attorneys for practical Kansans.
Well, the building is so impressive, and what it does is enhance the opportunities that Washburn Law School, Washburn University has to attract students, great students and quality faculty, to move into the new age in which law school is less about libraries and books and more about computers and technology. For the research that's necessary to practice law. This is a meaningful thing, certainly for the university, for Topeka, Shawnee County, but this is a big deal for Kansas as well.
Dr. Mazachek says she is honored to name the new hall after Dole, calling him a servant of Kansas.
We are so honored, we are humbled to be able to name this building after one of our most outstanding alumni, most well-known, and truly a servant for the state of Kansas. And to be able to have his name associated with our building and with our School of Law is just an amazing tribute to his legacy of service.
Today would have been Bob Dole's 100th birthday. A caregiver and her husband, who was severely injured during service, are one couple very grateful to the memory of Bob Dole. 13's Joseph Robin has their story and their involvement with the Elizabeth Dole Foundation.
Patty and Kevin Walker were just 3 years into their marriage when tragedy struck.
My husband was critically injured in 2004. He sustained a penetrating head wound in Iraq. And that's when my caregiver journey began. He was in ICU for 22 days on life support, and I had to learn to navigate the Army and how to care for him once he started getting better.
Patty became a Dole Fellow in 2019 after researching programs she wanted to be a part of.
The Elizabeth Dole Foundation sounded like a really good fit for me. They legislate change for caregivers and veterans alike, and I felt like I wanted to be a voice for other caregivers, because when my husband was injured, there was very little assistance for us, and I was on a very lonely path, and so I wanted to help others so that they wouldn't feel so alone.
That support is vital for a caregiver taking on so much alone.
Caregivers go through so much, and it's so much that the majority of the people don't know about, because they don't see it unless they go through it. And it's just the day-to-day basics that you would normally do, they help them do. So it's a lot harder job to do on a day-to-day basis.
Patty says the Dole Foundation gives an impactful voice to caregivers like her.
Politicians are able to create great change for caregivers and veterans alike, and I feel like it's really, really important for us to be able to advocate and talk and help people understand what life of a caregiver is like. It's incredibly difficult.
In Manhattan, Joseph Robin, 13 News.
The Dole Institute's 20th anniversary celebration kicked off in Lawrence last night, followed by an entire day of celebrations today on what would have been Senator Dole's 100th birthday. Tributes to the late senator start at 10 a.m., followed by an open house running from 11 to 5. Birthday treats will be available starting at 3, and at 4 p.m., a flyover featuring historic military craft. From arts to crafts and a dog show, the Shawnee County Fair is up and running. 13's Kyle Mathis checked out the exhibits at the Stormont Vale Events Center.
Shawnee County Fair is underway at the Stormont Vale Events Center in downtown Topeka. Fairgoers are showing off their fashion, arts and crafts, and whatever else they want to display.
Coda and me have been doing this for 2 years. I had a other dog before him, but he's almost 2, so he's not been doing this very long, so I'm very proud of him because it does take a lot of work to be able to get them to listen and cooperate with you, because you really do have to be a team.
Dog trainers show off the hard work they've put into training and the things that they've learned along the way.
4-H does teach you like leadership and being able to not be so scared to go up in front of people. It teaches you to be okay with going up and talking to people and meeting new people. And then it will teach you how to like help other people with like if they're nervous or anything.
Cattle and other farm animals are also in-house. One part of the fair that starts well before the gates open.
This isn't really like something that you can just kind of pawn off until the day before. I've been working since November again. Every morning before school, I gotta wake up and feed and make sure that he's doing good and comfortable in his environment, because without a comfortable steer, you know, you're not gonna get the product that you want or the product that you need to get to where you're going.
The fair is a great way for people, young and old, to learn about one of the state's most important industries.
She's done such an amazing job at teaching kids that you don't have to have the ag background, you can build it yourself, and you shouldn't let somebody stop you from, you know, exploring your options in agriculture, or, you know, even just knowing where your food comes from and the process of everything, no matter what kind of background you have.
The fair runs through Monday with more events like a pancake feed, a car show, and a concert. More information can be found on our website at wibw.com. Supporters of a Topeka theater moved the show outside yesterday. 18 teams of golfers were swinging away during the 4th annual T-Pack Golf Tournament, supporting the Topeka Performing Arts Center. T-Pack says the fundraiser is a fun way to get the financial support they need to engage the community.
We're out here raising funds for our educational programs such as Sheffel Theater Clinic, and also to help provide main stage programming for our George and East Gray Auditorium.
Brian says it's important for the theater to involve the community in their work. Summer nights took on a vintage vibe in North Topeka last night. The Noto Summer Concert Series featured the stage in Redbud Park. Clarkswell and Hope were the main act. They described their sound as vintage rock with an Irish twist. The group is based out of Lawrence. The next Summer Concert Series event is August 18th, with more live music in Redbud Park on First Friday. We're welcoming more kids into our 13 News This Morning Birthday Club coming up. And a common tactic used by police has been outlawed.
Live, local, experienced. This is 13 News This Morning, Kansas News Leader.